What are you people, huh? Get the fuck out, you crazy bastard! Get away from me, you bastard! Come on! And I will show you how a wet boot does business! You won't get me here! Get out! Come on! And I will show you how a wet boot does business! What are you people, huh?
Are you all right, sir?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these...
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself. To get some up...
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if...
Well, this part of town used to be...
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Perhaps Enid's son. I cannot enter.
Best run along, sir. Stop right now! Stop! Crack the leads, boys! He's dead! Are you certain you're not lost, sir? You seem quite a stranger to these people.
Good evening, Miss Gillingham.
Of course. So, Dr. Tippett's.
Have you heard anything recent?
I've never heard that name, but
Enid, have you really no idea what happened to your...
I've not seen Jack for so long. I lose track of time. There's something...
Jack is dead, Miss...
Of course he's not. I've seen him. Tonight, in fact. Ever the joker, Dr. Tippett's.
I found this watch. It was a gift from you to your boy, wasn't it? I think it should...
Oh, I remember. Yes, I recall the day I offered Jack this watch. Oh, it was such a beautiful day.
Trinkets and possessions help us remember our past.
I would never lose anything that belonged to Jack. Why don't you take this, Dr. Tippett?
Goodbye, Miss... It's locked, all right.
weak!
I cannot enter.
Killed her! Quick now! Recognize you?
No. This one ain't on our list.
Well, that's one less anyway. Make my cousin happy.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners. The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home. The Ascalon Club, the heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected.
The equality between men and women.
Good evening, miss. Wait, no. Why?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the sun.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and gently mock innocent young Ekons. It's a... What do you think about the...
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like...
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
a small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark...
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me...
Is there something that's...
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the selfish?
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
What do you do?
You mean, what do I do outside at night, since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same...
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risk.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a...
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me. Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time. Even before...
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you.
How are the locals reacting?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how...
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady.
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but...
Have you any reason to be worried about...
Recently, Emily started to believe in...
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can...
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea...
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my...
How did you meet?
First, I was an orphan in the institution...
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked...
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16. Though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What exactly has your...
Your name and profession, obviously. And the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not...
Does it not scare you to know?
Why should it? My mother is the...
Yes, you should. I killed my own sister because of the hunger. There comes a time when a mortal is only seen as blood by a vampire. Whatever the bonds between them.
You can't be Wait.
Glad you found it amusing. But do keep my warning in mind.
I will, Dr. Reed.
Do you know why Lady Ash...
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she...
Of course not. Though I often...
Why do you still hope to become a vampire?
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me. The world won't improve unless women take charge.
You're obviously a clever woman with a good education.
Is it not true of every high position? To change this world and make it a better place, one needs time.
Your mother has refused to turn you...
Each time we argue, Mother expresses that...
It's your mother's choice. As daughters and sons, we have to accept the decisions our parents...
I love my mother, and have accepted everything from her. Even that she named me Charlotte, when it was not...
Does it bother you?
No. Whoever I was when I was born...
Your mother has walked this earth for much longer than you or I. She is wise, and we should not ignore her advice.
But why shouldn't I be allowed to forge my own experience? There can't be only one righteous way to deal...
Tell me, Charlotte, how do you plan to achieve eternal life? Since you've obviously
I won't give up. You have...
That's a disturbing answer, young lady. And the worst part of it is, I know you speak the truth.
There are less dangerous ways, Doctor. Instead of throwing myself under a horse like Emily Davison, I could just throw myself into your arms.
Never. That would be...
For sure. But look on the bright side.
Or an eternity to run away from your mother's mighty wrath. Quite a terrifying idea.
Yes. I think it...
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my...
She's been quite busy these last few nights.